Guys, and welcome back here to another tutorial of the Dev Realm, and today we are continuing our series. And in the last episode we have created this beautiful car here that is working, and now what we're gonna do here is to set up the widget and how we kind of want to build this car. So the first thing, the idea that we want to do here is that we're gonna do a building mode. So we're gonna place the car, we're gonna place a couple of things, and then we're gonna have a way of going around the car and say I want to press play, and then press play, and then it will play the car or something like that. So to do this, we're gonna first delete this car from the scene, and let's create here the structure that we're gonna use to spawn those parts and do all that good stuff. So the first thing I want to do here is I'm going to create a folder, and I am going to call this folder variables. And in here we're going to open up, and we're going to create a structure, and we're going to call car parts, which is really good. And the car parts here is going to have the main body, or it's going to have like a base. And then we're going to be attaching stuff to that base or something. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to press play on the car, but let's build as we go here. So let's open up that. And here we gonna create a couple of things. So every car needs a body, of course a seat, but we're going to just do the structure here. So we're going to create parts. So we're going to create wheels, body, engine, and then fuel. And that's going to be the base of that we're going to have here. And then of course that we're going to have front wheel, back wheel, and then they're going to have to be controlled in different ways. But let's start with adding the name of the part. So we're going to create a name. So this is going to be a part name. We're going to add another one, which is going to be the part class. So the part class is really important. It's what we're going to spawn as a part, and we gonna create something here, which is gonna be really cool. Let's go back here to blueprints, and what I'm gonna do here is that, as you can see, we have car base, car wheel, and we have a bunch of stuff that start to be very complicated. So I'm gonna create here a blueprint actor that we gonna call this BP base car part, right? And we gonna open up that, and what I'm gonna do that is that I think that's all. Everything comes from that, which is good. So what I'm gonna do here is I am gonna just go to class settings, and I want to make sure that the parent class comes from a POM actor. The reason why I want this to be a POM is because when we're going to drive our car, this needs to be possessable somehow. So we need to possess this actor and be able to drive the car, right? And okay, that's done. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to open up the base car and the car wheel. And let me close everything actually, just so it makes it easy for us to work here. So class settings, we're gonna is gonna extend from the BP base car part. Same thing for this. BP base car part, right? And the reason why we're doing this is because we can in a minute. This is going to have a couple of functions in here. So we're going to have like things like custom event drive car, or accelerate, or brake, or something like that. So we're going to build something like this. Cool. Now if we press play, let's make sure everything works the way it should. Doesn't break anything. Yeah, I think that's good. I know this is just the base. It's not going to be the final part yet, but let's do the rest now. Okay, now we've done this. We can go back here to our variables, open up the car parts. And here on the car and the part class, we gonna select BP base car part, right? And we're gonna make sure it's the object. And let me do one thing here just before things get too confusing. which is the, so you can have the base car parts. So it's the car, I'm gonna call this base playground for now, just a name that I don't get confused. And the car base, that's fine, we don't care about that one right now. Okay, now the next thing that we need to do here is to add some kind of a category. What is this part belongs to? Is this an engine? Is this some kind of a suspension, or this is like a wheel, or what's that? So I'm going to create a num here, blueprints in num, and I'm going to call this base car, part category. Really cool. Open up this, and here we're going to add a couple of things. So the first category that we're going to have here is going to be body. Then we're going to have back wheel. We're going to have front wheel. And then we're going to have some kind of, I don't know, engine. And then we're going to have some kind of a feel, right? And the reason why I have back wheel and front wheel is because the back wheel doesn't turn, and the front wheel will turn. Yeah, so that's the reason why. And I think that's it. Let's add this back here. I'm gonna call category, which is really good. And we're gonna just put part category. Great. Compile and save. Amazing. Now, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create here a data table from this structure. And the reason why we're doing this is because when the player presses some action, we want to be able to pick apart, build the car, and then you play around or something like this. So let's do that. So we're gonna go back here to our variables again. Sorry, I'm gonna right-click in miscellaneous, and I'm gonna select data table. So we're gonna call, I'm gonna search for st car parts. Nice. We're gonna call st part category, or no, sorry, it's gonna call dt parts. And actually, let's call is building car parts. It's gonna be a car, but eventually it could even be a plane. I don't know. Could go crazy with this. Nice. So let's open up this, and we're gonna add a couple of things here. So the first one we're gonna have here is the let's call body, right? And the part name is gonna be body. We don't have a class yet, and the category is gonna be body. Then we're gonna have here back wheel, and the name here, the role name is gonna be back wheel. Category also gonna be back wheel. The reason why I'm doing this is because you could have different styles for back wheels. For example, you could have a bigger one, you can have a smaller one. So it's up to you. Alright, then we're gonna have here front wheel. Front wheel. Actually, do something like that. Nice. Front wheel, and here it's gonna be front wheel. We're not gonna worry about the engine because we don't know how we're gonna how the building system is gonna look like yet. Cool. So now we have everything that, which is good. I'm just gonna delete this part here, and let's create it now a way we can display that. There's one thing here that I missed, which is if you open up the structure, we need to add an icon for all this stuff. So let's add here an icon, and the icon is going to be texture. Sorry, come here. Texture 2D, and it's going to be here. Nice. And okay, so now we have icons. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a couple of icons, and then I will come back with you guys in a second. So there you go, guys. So I just get some icons in here. There's this really cool website called the gamesicons.net, which is really cool. They have a lot of free icons that you can use. So I just pick up a couple of those icons in here just so we can have some kind of a feedback. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create here a new folder called texture. And in here, we're going to create another folder called parts icon, or something like that. Open up that, I am gonna open up here my downloads folder, and I'm gonna bring that, this, and that. Bring that here. Cool. Got all that stuff in place, which is great. Now the next thing that I want to do here is we have the part. So for the body, we're gonna bring the cube. For the back wheel, we are going to bring here the car wheel. And for the front wheel, we're gonna bring the stone wheel. It's just so I can have some kind of feedback when we open up this thing here. Now, I think that's it for this tutorial. We just have to set up this. In the next tutorial, what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna create a player controller that when the player open up the controller, it will somehow add all that stuff and display the widget, so we have some kind of a feedback. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.